What is happening, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. Wanted to hop on here real quick and just talk about the state of the market and just encourage everyone that's potentially on the sidelines, kind of waiting to jump in, or you are actively looking for properties, or you're a seller contemplating selling. Just give you kind of my opinion of the things that I've been following in regards to where I think we're going to be headed. We are in the spring market right now, and things are starting to heat up. We're starting to see more people list homes. We're starting to, the activity is definitely picked up. Typically it's slower during the winter times. December, January, and February typically are slower as an housing industry. So it always begins to pick up in March and April. And going into the spring, and then obviously going into the summer months, and we're all looking forward to some great and better weather, obviously. But you all have seen the Fed go on a tear in the last 12 months in order to combat inflation. We had inflation levels at the highest level they had been in over 40 years. And so the Fed, one of their tools or ways that they feel like they can combat inflation is to begin to raise short-term interest rates. And when they do that, what happens is in theory, it is to slow spending down, it's to slow borrowing down, it's to slow companies from hiring and expansion and all this type of stuff to try to get inflation under control. And so they have literally have met 8 times and have raised interest rates all of those times, anywhere between 25 basis points up to 75 basis points. And I think with the data that has come out in the last couple of months, we're starting to see a little bit of cooling down, which is starting to allow interest rates to come down ever so slightly and get back hopefully into a position that's a little more manageable for people's budgets and sellers to feel more comfortable selling their properties, you know, to be able to buy another property at that interest rate. So with that being said, just wanted to get people to kind of understand that the housing market is still very hot. People are still wanting to buy. Sellers, there's not as many listings out there, so there's still a supply and demand issue. There's still this, you know, alarming thing on the media, oh, watch out for foreclosures. And I saw a statistic the other day that foreclosures have dropped from like 3.2 to 2.8, like a 0.50 drop in foreclosures. This is a completely different market than it was in 2009 during the mortgage meltdown. Foreclosures are going to be there, but not to the degree that they were. You'll see some of it because of the forbearance things that happened during COVID, but everyone has a very low interest rate. People are sitting on tons of equity. So foreclosures are not going to be there to the point where you think that that's just going to come and flood the market and drive housing prices down. Do I think housing prices are going to cool? Yeah, a little bit, depending on the area that you're in. If you're in this local market where we know intel is going in, I don't think that we're going to have anything cooling off. It's going to continue to rise because we have new employees coming in. We have ancillary businesses that are going to be started over the next handful of months and years. And this is going to be a growing and expanding market. Columbus is a strong market as well. So if you're sitting on the sideline hoping that the values, the house prices are going to drop significantly, interest rates are going to drop significantly, I honestly believe that that's not the case. I do not think house values are going to drop significantly. Interest rates are going to come back down to a manageable level. They are not going to come back to 2s and 3s. I do not believe that at all. I believe that was an anomaly. That was obviously something that we saw because of COVID. That was a very unique situation. And I do not see that being the case anytime soon. But if we can get back into a manageable level, where we can get people's budgets a little bit more comfortable for them from an affordability standpoint, I think there will be some leveling out coming up here in the near future, probably in the next month or two. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not an expert at this at all. I've watched this over the last year. I've listened to a lot of experts that have dialed in and have been very accurate about things, and some people being completely off about things. So I think it's just a crapshoot. No one really knows exactly what's going to happen, but I believe that, you know, the writing is on the wall. The supply and demand is still there. So if you are sitting on the sidelines thinking and hoping that things are going to change, that the prices are going to drop and you're going to be able to get in on a good value, I personally don't think that's a great idea. If you are wanting to buy a home and not wanting to rent any longer, I think now is the time to buy. Today's better than yesterday, and obviously you want to get going as quickly as possible with that. And if you're interested in selling your home, we all know that house values are still where they are, and you can sell your house at top value. And so again, sitting on the sidelines, waiting and anticipating that something may potentially change in a huge favor in your position, I don't think that that is the case. And like I said, I could be completely wrong, and I'm just being open and honest and just giving my opinion here. And you can leave a comment if you like. I could be completely wrong about this, but this is just my view of what I've seen in my experience in the last 26 years in this industry. But if you are looking to get pre-approved for a home, I encourage you to do so. Make sure you get pre-approved before you go out looking for homes, before you hire a real estate agent. Make sure you got all your ducks in a row. Make sure you know what you qualify for, know what your payment is, know what your budget is. These are all vitally important pieces of information for you to get down and take care of before you go out and start shopping for homes and running a real estate agent all around and not having that golden ticket is what I call, and that's a true valued pre-approval that we've talked about on other videos, exactly how that process works. Reach out to a lender and make sure you get that taken care of. But it's exciting times right now in the housing industry. Again, I think we've had a really rough year last year, obviously, with interest rates going where they are and just some crazy things that have happened over the last 12 months. But I definitely think that the market is still solid, it's still good, and it's definitely something that if you are interested in buying a home in the near future, it is definitely something you should do and not sit on the sidelines, because if you do, you're going to miss out on equity position, because the price of homes, the value of homes is going to continue to climb. And if you get in now, you can take advantage of that. Real estate has always been a very safe investment. So if you're buying something for yourself, that the real estate has been able to hedge all and weather all financial situations. Even in the mortgage meltdown, if you would have bought in high and it dropped and you just would have waited and stayed in the property and allowed that to appreciate, just like any mutual fund, if you're in it for the long term and you didn't have to move right away, you would have gotten your equity back and more, most certainly. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Leave a comment. Let us know how we can help in any way. But just want to encourage you, if you're thinking about buying a home, let's get you pre-approved. If you are right now actively looking for a home, be encouraged to know something will become available. You just have to have a little bit of patience and know that sometimes it takes a minute for the right opportunity to come along. But don't get discouraged. Don't throw up your hands and quit. Again, it's about staying the course and hopefully getting the house that you're wanting that will meet your needs. It will come available at some point, and just be patient. So anyhow, until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.